Congratulations, you finally made it to the airlines. Pat yourself on the back. Or you could be a student who is coming up in aviation and want to know from a real wide-body pilot, what is it like to finally fly one of those big wide-body airplanes, such as the Boeing 767, 777 Dreamliner, or the Airbus A330 or A340. Now, let me tell you, in short, it is freaking awesome. Like seriously, I really enjoy flying wide-body airplanes. I'll tell you why. Number one, it's all the interesting destinations you fly to with a wide-body aircraft. The wide-body aircrafts have bigger fuel tanks, bigger cargo load capacity, so you fly much further international destinations. And if you're anything like me, I got into aviation, one of the reasons was to travel. And so you get to fly to all these cool international destinations. And because of the resting requirements, because most flights, long haul, it's called long haul flights when you fly, I think it's over 5 or 6 hours of flying. You do need resting periods in a suitable accommodation. So because of the resting requirements, the airline has to provide you with a layover, like an extended layover. So if you're in a cool destination like Germany or London or even in Mexico, you get to explore and do a lot of cool fun stuff and probably even do some shopping if you're into that. The third reason why I like, or is it the second? And the third reason why I like to fly wide-body aircraft is actually it has to do with the pay. Usually when you do fly for an airline, the pay is based on the weight of the airplane. So higher weight of the airplane, the more you get paid. It's kind of a silly way to pay pilots, but that's how it is, at least in Canada, where you fly a bigger, heavier airplane, especially if you fly it in the nighttime, the premiums are much higher when it comes to pay. So those are my 3 reasons of why I like to fly wide-body airplanes. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, it's really not for everyone. There's pilots that I know, for perfectly good reason, they really despise long-haul flying, especially flying large aircraft. And I'll tell you why. Number one is because it does get tiring, guys. All those hours in an airplane where you're mostly sitting down, you don't have a TV to watch like how you would if you were a passenger sitting in back of one of these airplanes. You're actually focusing and doing fuel checks and keeping the airplane, in the sky. So it's a lot of work, and it does get tiring, especially if you're flying at night. So that's the number one reason some pilots don't like flying long haul. The number 2 reason is due to the fact that you actually get much lesser takeoffs and landings than you would if you were to fly a much smaller airplane. As pilots, we like flying, we just don't want to just sit there. Takeoffs and landings are actually the most fun. So when you do fly long haul flights, wide body airplanes, instead of getting maybe 4 landings a day, I should say 2, because the other 2 the captain will be doing and 2 first officers will be doing. So as one of the pilots, the first officer, you instead of getting 2 landings a day, and maybe times 10 days, 20 landings a month, you may be getting at least 7 or 8 landings a month. So I think less than half the landings you would be getting if you were to fly wide body airplanes. So that's the number 2 reason. There's just less flying. And the number 3 reason would be the time away from home. Because if you think about it, you're going to fly to international destinations, plus they have to give you the time rest at the destination. That's time away from your family. Versus if you were doing quick regional hop flights or quick flights to, short, city pairings, you're probably going to be home in a day or 2. Depending on your pairing, but with long haul flying, you're going to be gone home for maybe 3, 4, 5 days at a time. So time home from family is a big one. I personally am in the middle. I love long haul flying for all the reasons I mentioned above, but if I do too many per month, it does get tiring, like I said. So it's about finding the right balance. It doesn't come right away because of your airline seniority. So after working for the airline for a bit, you get to pick and choose your schedule. You can say, hey, you know what, I don't want to do any night flying, I want to do more day flights, or I want to fly to certain destinations that are in a certain time zone. Believe it or not, certain time zones are more tiring than other time zones. I can talk about that in another video. It depends if you're going westbound from your current location versus going eastbound. One is usually more tiring than the other. I can talk about that in another video. And you can also arrange your schedule such that maybe you can even bid a flight that starts the night prior. So if the flight, for example, starts at 8 a.m. in the morning, it counts as 1 day of duty, versus a flight that starts at 11 p.m., which is not that much. I should say it starts at 11 p.m. the day before. Even though it starts at 11 p.m. the day before, that counts as another day of duty. So if you get more seniority, you can actually work another day, but it's not really an entire day because you're starting at 11 p.m. at night, right? So that counts as 2 days instead of 1 day if you start at 8 a.m. So anyways, those are the reasons, the pros and the cons to wide body flying. I personally like it for now. We'll see how things go. If I find that it's affecting my performance, or if I don't like it anymore, I could always switch airplanes. That's the benefit about working at a big airline, where they have multiple choices in terms of what fleet you can fly. So that's my thoughts for the day. Hope you guys are doing well, and we'll see you next time.